Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Arya back again. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the new Blood of the Dead Gauntlet mode called HELLCATRAZ. I've already made reviews on the other gauntlets. If you want to check them out, the links will be in the description down below, and with all that being said, let's get right into the video. Ever since the start of the Gauntlet mode on Black Ops 4 Zombies, the mode gradually got better with each release, but I am sad to say that the newest Gauntlet, HELLCATRAZ, is a bit of a disappointment. It's not horrible, but it doesn't improve on anything, and overall it's just a little boring. The Voyage Gauntlet was difficult and it wasn't very fun, the 9 Gauntlet was a lot better, and the Classified Gauntlet was even better than 9, so I kind of expected this Gauntlet to be better than the last one, but unfortunately it's not. So let's talk about why this new Gauntlet wasn't quite as good as the last one. One big problem with HELLCATRAZ is that the challenges don't flow very well. Some of the challenges don't belong in the round that they're set in. There are some of them that should have been placed on later rounds, and there are some of them that should have been placed on earlier rounds, and because of that, they seem kind of random. They don't correspond to the round that they're on, so you will often find yourself going from one side of the map to the other in the middle of the round, and it really disrupts the pacing of it. And that's something that the Classified Gauntlet got right, and it did that very well, but I really don't know what happened here. For a second, it seemed like Treyarch had gotten the rhythm and the pacing down to a formula, but apparently that's not the case. So let's talk about the challenges specifically. Back in the Classified Gauntlet review, I talked about how they sometimes copy and paste certain challenges from previous gauntlets, and put them in the new ones and hope that we don't notice. Thankfully, they don't do that in this map, with the exception of one round, and that being round 28. On round 28, you're supposed to use the fast travels before the time runs out, which is pretty much the same as the round 19 challenge on DEFCON 5, which is you have to use the teleporters before the time runs out or you start taking damage. The challenge is the same, you have to use the teleporters before the time runs out, it's just that the punishment is different. On Classified, you start taking damage, but on Blood of the Dead, you fail the challenge entirely. Changing a little detail on an idea is not going to automatically turn it into an entirely original one. There are some challenges that are okay. This gauntlet is not a complete disaster, it's not completely devoid of fun and entertaining gameplay, so let's talk about some of the challenges that I enjoyed. The round 3 challenge gave me the biggest brain fart, which got me killed in the first couple of playthroughs, and I enjoyed that. A little. Basically, your movements are reversed, and it's kind of hard to play the game with reverse controls when you're panicking. The round 13 challenge was also not bad. You need to sprint to avoid your points being drained. The slower you move, the faster your points are going to drain. And this is the one challenge that is placed on the appropriate round because the challenge on the next round requires you to have a lot of points. You're supposed to fully pack-a-punch one weapon by the end of the round, so if you didn't do so well on round 13 and you had a lot of your points drained, the chances are you're not going to be able to complete the challenge on round 14. There are some creative challenges as well. For example, on round 19, your job is to survive the terror. Basically, the terror consists of the zombies being really slow at first and then being really fast. I mean, I like the idea, but it's kind of an oversell, don't you think? The description makes you think like something really horrifying is gonna happen, like a bunch of Brutuses and a bunch of Hellhounds are gonna spawn in and they're gonna be impossible to kill, but instead all you get is a glorified acid trip. Round 21 is also another somewhat interesting challenge. You can only regenerate your health while prone. On round 22, your points are reset to 0. That's another mildly entertaining challenge. If you don't have any ammo in the beginning of the round, you're kind of screwed, so you have to basically kill zombies with your shield until you earn enough points to be able to purchase a wall buy. On round 24, all the doors are going to be sealed, meaning whichever area that you're in is the one that you're going to complete the round in, and if you're somewhere like the Warden's house, you might as well just quit. It's a decent challenge, but I can't shake the suspicion that it's just another area defense mission in disguise. On round 27, the game takes away all your ammo, which makes for some high intensity moments during that round, which I'm happy with. And the last good challenge would be the one on round 30, which is Defend the Warden's house. It's pretty intense and it's a cool challenge and all, but it's kind of missing something. It seems like it would be better and it would be a lot more intense if a warden would spawn in towards the end of the round. I mean, it is his house after all. Now previously, in all the other gauntlets, we had a set of weapon-specific challenges. On Voyage, it was the SX Model 07, on 9, it was the MOG 12, and on Classified, it was the RK7 Garrison. In this gauntlet, we still have those challenges challenges, but it's not just one weapon, it's actually 3 weapons this time. On round 5, you have to use the swordfish, which is not a good weapon, but it's good enough for round 5. On round 16, it's the Mozu, which is a pretty good weapon. And on round 26, it's the M1927, which is not a good weapon for round 26. It seems like the M1927 would be a much better weapon for round 16, and the Mozu would be a better weapon for round 26. The challenge on round 18 makes no sense. You have to basically sacrifice 2 weapons in the Pack-a-Punch machine. Why? Why is that considered a challenge? I just don't get it. On round 23, the description reads, only kills via weapons without attachments are allowed. Now, when I first got to this point in the game, I remembered that my Maddox did not have any attachments on it, so I bought the Maddox off the wall and it did not work. Now, this is nothing new. I've talked about how some of the descriptions for some of the challenges are misleading, and it's pretty much a recurring theme on every map, but how hard is it to just say you can only kill zombies with classic weapons, and maybe you could say in parentheses no attachments or something. But this just makes me think like I can use any weapon as long as it doesn't have attachments on it. Another minor issue with this gauntlet is that it makes you do things that you would be doing on a normal game of zombies anyway. And I know that past gauntlets have been guilty of this. For example, the Voyage Gauntlet had a lot of those challenges, like open up the Pack-a-Punch, activate the Sentinel artifact, and build the shield, and things along those lines. The Classified Gauntlet is the only one that kind of got it right, because even though on round 6 you have to turn on the power and that's basically your challenge, there is a twist in that while you're trying to do that, a bunch of Hellhounds are gonna spawn in and try to murder you, so you have to be really fast as to not get cornered by them. But simply having you turn on the power or open up Pack-a-Punch and have that be the sole challenge on that round is not only uncreative, but it's lackluster. For example, the objective on round 9 is to get the Hell's Retriever, or on round 12 it's to get the Spoon and get 20 kills with it, or on round 17 it's to get the Magma Gat. Those are things that you would be doing anyway, and they don't need to be a challenge. One thing I do like about this gauntlet is that it doesn't have a bullshit challenge. Now, if you've seen my previous gauntlet videos, you know that I define a bullshit challenge as a challenge that is tedious, takes a long time to complete, and is not challenging at all. For example, the Catalyst Zombie Challenge on round 22 on Voyage, the round 14 challenge on 9, which is to earn 1,000 points just by rebuilding barriers, and the round 13 challenge on Classified, which is to find and hit the mystery box 6 times. This map does not have that one challenge that stands out as just being a galactic waste of time. The ones that are bad are not that time consuming, so you can usually finish them really fast. Overall, I think this gauntlet is just mediocre. That is my final verdict. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it doesn't improve on anything. That is gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think of HELLCATRAZ in the comment section down below. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.